Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into some absolutely fascinating philosophical source material on traditional Eastern cosmology and Dasein thought. If you've ever found yourself staring at the stars, pondering the fundamental nature of reality, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to neutrally unpack how these historical texts explain the literal mechanics of existence. Because we have to ask, what is the true purpose of the universe? It's a huge question, right? We spend so much of our daily lives completely caught up in human affairs. Our jobs, our households, global politics. But the texts we're exploring today ask us to take a massive step back. To truly figure out our place in the world, we've got to look way beyond human stuff and examine the whole shebang. So here's our roadmap for the explainer. First, cosmic management and its origin. Second, Tael, the source of all things. Third, muddy water and Taeguk. Fourth, Muguk and Shayong. Fifth, the projector and screen. And finally, number 6, Daesun, the endless cycle. Let's get right into it. Section 1, Cosmic Management and its Origin. Right out of the gate, this source material hits us with a really compelling idea. It argues that true understanding doesn't actually come from just managing a household or running a nation. Actually, scratch that, it's way bigger. The ultimate goal is understanding the universe's foundational truth through a concept called cosmic management. The text posits that the universe itself literally has a management system, and if we can wrap our heads around how this cosmic system operates, we basically unlock the cheat code to understanding existence. It's all about shifting our focus from the micro to the macro. Section 2, Tael, the source of all things. So to see how this all builds, we have to go back to the very beginning. According to the texts, there's a concept known as Ting Kil, which translates to the Great One. Imagine the absolute origin of the universe as this singular, perfectly undivided state of vital energy. There is no separation yet. Everything is just one. What's really cool is that the source material compares this primal, unified state to the essence of water, a formless, boundless potential from which all complex life and truth eventually emerge. Section 3, Muddy Water and Taeguk. But obviously, we don't live in a formless, undivided universe today, do we? So how do we get from that perfectly unified state of Taiyyin to the completely divided, dynamic world we actually experience? Well, the text gives us this brilliant visual analogy. Imagine a big bowl of muddy water. When it's all shaken and mixed up, it's total chaos, right? That's the undivided Taiyyin. But give it time. A separation naturally occurs. The heavy dirt naturally sinks down to the bottom to become earth, which represents yin, and the clear light water floats up to the top to become heaven, representing yang. From one unified mixture, 2 distinct realms are naturally formed. And the moment that separation happens, we enter a state called Taejuk. This is the highly divided, extremely dynamic world of visible phenomena that you and I are living in right now. It is the realm of yin and yang, of constant interaction, constant movement, and visible reality. Simply put, Taejuk is the universe in motion. Section 4, Mujik and Chaeyong. Now this is where the philosophy gets incredibly deep. To understand the unseen forces behind all this visible motion, we have to peel the onion back one more layer to the absolute highest concept in the text, Mujek. Mujek is defined as the infinite, invisible metaphysical source of the universe. It's the completely static state that existed before yin and yang even separated. It is completely unseen, yet it's the root of absolutely everything. And because it's truly infinite, it's honestly kind of hard for the human brain to fully grasp. So, to help us understand how this unseen Mujek interacts with the visible world of Taeguk, the texts use a relational framework called Chaeyong. It basically breaks down like this. On one side, you have Che. That's the unseen core essence, the main subject, or the static body of a thing. On the flip side, you have Yang. That's the visible action, the dynamic function, or the verb. They aren't 2 separate things. They are literally 2 sides of the same coin. To ground this lofty philosophy, the source text gives us some awesome everyday examples. Think about human beings. Your mind is the unseen essence, the chi, that decides what you're going to do, while your body is the yang that actually carries out the visible action. Or take nature. Lightning is the unseen essence that suddenly strikes, and the booming sound of thunder is the resulting function that we actually hear. The unseen essence is always driving the seen action. Section 5, Projector and Screen. Now, let's take that Chaeyong relationship and apply it to the entire cosmos, using my absolute favorite analogy from the text. Picture yourself sitting in a dark movie theater. Way up behind you in the booth is the projector running a strip of film. That film is Mujek. It's the essence, the Che.
It's totally unseen by the audience, but it fundamentally decides every single thing that's about to happen in the movie. Down in front of you is the big screen. That's Taeguk, the function, the young. It visibly displays all the dynamic action for everyone to enjoy, but it only does exactly what the film tells it to do.
So, what does this all mean? The crucial takeaway here is that what we cannot see is fundamentally more important because it completely dictates everything we can see. Think about it. If you cut the film in the projector, the screen just goes completely blank. The invisible essence of Mujek completely controls and governs the visible reality of Taeguk.
Section 6. Daesun, the endless cycle.
So, how do we tie the muddy water, the projector, and the infinite source all together? We do it through the overarching philosophy of Daesun. Just let this profound maxim from the text sink in for a second. Daesun is a circle, the circle is Mujuk, and Mujuk is Taeguk. This one sentence unites everything we've just discussed. It tells us that ultimate reality isn't just a straight line with a start and a finish, it's a completely interconnected unity. The universe basically operates as a perfect circle. And a circle has no corners, right? No blockages, no dead ends. It represents infinity and an endless cycle of harmonious resolution, which the text calls Hawansangseng. Just like that symbiotic, unbreakable relationship between the projector and the screen, the entire universe relies on this continuous, unblocked flow between the unseen and the seen.
And you know what's really amazing? These concepts aren't just ancient theology gathering dust. Modern academics, like scholar Choi Won-hook, actively study these traditional frameworks today. They're using yin-yang, the 5 elements, and these cyclical viewpoints to analyze modern cyclical economics and the idea of autonomous modernity. This ancient lens is still highly relevant for decoding complex systems right now.
Which brings us to our final thought. The big lesson from this traditional cosmology is that our visible world is really just the screen. The true power is the unseen projector running the show. So I'll leave you with this question. If the invisible essence dictates our visible reality, what unseen forces are shaping your world today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep looking past the screen, and I'll see you next time.